thing that came to my mind was like, I'm gonna have the worst wipeout of my life. You know, as soon as I walked to the beach to paddle out, I could tell that was big out there. I mean, just the ocean was moving fast. I knew I was hurt because my whole body, I even thought I had like damaged my neck pretty bad when I fell. The impact was so heavy that I never felt like that before. And then I knew was something wrong with my knee. When the waves started like shaking there, the ragdoll, I felt my knee going like this. But then I realized that I tear the ACL and meniscus as well.
I don't know how big that wave was, but there was a lot of water behind it, and that was all I could see was the lip for about, I don't know, a tenth of a second. There it was just like the worst situation you could ever put yourself. It's like a building falling on your head, and it literally hit me in my head first, like that. I didn't like run into it, hit my shoulder, like the wall of the wave just like hit me in my head, and without flinching, it drove me straight into the sand. And from that moment, the impact of the sand, it felt like my ribs just went like it just felt like I just became one with the sand.
I got a little chip shot into it, so I stood up pretty early and I was going, and I seen this big lump in the wave, like I was gonna roll over this big lump, and as I was going to roll over it, this chop was coming up the face at me, like it wasn't just still, it was like getting sucked up. So I braced for that and hit the chop as I was going over the lump, and then halfway down the face again I hit another chop as I was trying to set the rail. I got to the bottom and went no speed, looked up and just seen this lip coming out, and I knew it was going to land either on me or right near me, so I ejected and jumped off.
Like as hard as I could be pressing into the board and probably as fast as I could be going on that wave, my front foot just came right off. And then I hit my face really hard on the water and it just peeled my eyes back. The next thing I knew, I was on my back, kind of skipping and sliding on the water. And I remember kind of having a lot of time to process what was happening, and it gave me a ton of time to get like a decent breath in while I was sliding on my back. And as I got my final breath in, I remember just watching, like hoping the lip was gonna go over me, and it literally felt like it landed straight on my face.
I remember just picking up the nose of my board just enough so I knew if, for that free fall, maybe I could stick a landing. And then I remember thinking like I got this, like I couldn't believe it, like I might have this. And then all of a sudden the brakes went on. And going over the handlebars. And then I just remember just like diving head first, and I just got absolutely smashed.
I was like, oh shit, Skinny was on that wave too. I hope I didn't just create a gnarly accident, you know, this and that. So that was a mistake on my part to actually end up on that wave, I really feel.
I never knew Rusty was even on that wave until I saw the video. It was pretty violent, went right into the lip and just got obliterated and hit by a ton of bricks, and went through my whole mental state of like, all right, you trained for this, here you go, you got this, and just got blown up. Felt like every joint was being pulled out of socket. Oh, dude, it was brutal.
I couldn't really see. There was like a chandelier pretty much in my face, and so I actually went just straight into it. So it basically clamped me and just made me do like a frog squat all the way to my board, and basically just kind of ended up, I just strained like pretty much both my hip flexors. Underwater, it felt like I just got stretched really quick.
It's like, holy crap, this is happening. My board's 10 feet behind me, my leash is completely pulled tight, I can't get my legs to straighten out. All of a sudden I'm Air Jordan going, this is gonna end horribly, like how did I even get in this situation? And I'm just going, alright man, we gotta focus, like arms and feet inside the vehicle, real quick. Then I get the lip on the head as a bonus, I got a 2-for-1, and now I'm pinned on the bottom with my leash and my leg basically up above my head. My board must have been tombstoning above me, and I'm just baffled, like, man, I wish I was on the boat right now.
I remember looking to the channel, like hoping someone was coming to get me, but you know, all I could see were the guys. Everyone was just staring straight at me, and I was just staring straight at this piece of white water that had, you know, maybe 60 or 70 feet, and you're about to take one of the worst beatings of your life. So I had to take that one, and then a smaller one after that. But then I was flushed into the water that was safe. A jet ski came and got me and took me back out to the channel.
I don't know if I could have made it. Like, you see, it's good to see like the wind, how choppy it was, because I had a good stance and everything, and I actually my weight was forward. I mean, I think I did everything I could have done. I don't know.
You tried to make it.
Maybe a heavier board, but even then, I don't know if I would have made it. But glass,
Good effort.
glass, needs to be sea glass.
Good effort.
But yeah, it's a different. You know, every wipeout's different, and this one was different than a Mavericks or a Piahi wipeout. But it's definitely one of the top couple of wipeouts that I've ever had in my life.
From the wipeout, I endured several injuries. I perforated an eardrum. I tore my posterior anterior cruciate ligament, which is behind the knee. I also broke my leg in 2 spots, and then got compression fractures as well in my tibia. Looking back at it after the wipeout, I think I was really lucky that I didn't die that day. Like, I'm not joking, like I was that close. Just almost that feeling of